everybody. Welcome back to another Abbott Elementary recap or review here on YouTube with Jade and XD.
Yes.
So, this week's episode, or we should say last week's episode, was quite... It hit a little close to home for me. Because I don't believe in having to ask to go to the bathroom as a kid or, as an adult. And I remember having to almost come to grips with, going on myself because so-and-so was like, I don't have time to take you to the bathroom and blah, 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 blah.
I was raised by a very black mother who told me, she goes, now listen here, you be respectful. She was like, but if somebody tries to stop you from going to the bathroom, you go. And that was that.
Yeah.
So I was, don't tell me, no, I can't go to the toilet.
Right.
What?
Right. So, in this episode, Janine gets a wonderful idea to switch juice companies because she feels as though that if they go with another juice, it's 10% more juice, but actually more fruit juice and less actually, sugar added in or whatever. Mm-hmm. Which, in theory, yes, but in my head I was like, no, it's still sugar, Janine. Like, duh.
It's still...
Oh my gosh.
Oh, what was the... Oh.
Sorry, I guess Siri wanted to be a part of our conversation.
No, girl, you're not invited here. She is turned off in my house.
Skynet.
Turned off. So... it's still juice. But Janine always got the bright ideas. But Janine she's always trying to be innovative. And listen, while we applaud that in this world and we do need forward-thinking people, sometimes you need to just listen.
Yes.
Because she was a little more stubborn this episode than she normally is. I did laugh at the very beginning of the episode where Jacob's bike got stolen. And he tried everything not to say that it was a black man who stole his bike.
Yes. So did it look like someone who can't get along?
He goes, he had a curly, spherical hairstyle. Is that an afro?
I was like, you better tap dance, white man. Speaking of Ava, she played a big part in this episode. So Melissa is struggling with her TA.
Waiting for Ashley. Oh.
And when I tell you, Ashley is a piece of work. She is disruptive. She is just chaos in a 5'4" body. When I tell you, I melted. Because she said, my older sister taught this to me. And I said, ah!
No, that's where... It's like being in Philly.
Yeah.
That's where we are, friend. So I seen this TikTok. It's this not black lady who does these videos where she does videos for older millennials. And they all apply. Okay? Every last one of them. And the most recent one was her sitting on the bed, crisscross applesauce. And had the radio on the bed and was like 97 waiting for your song, and it was the DJ talking, but you could hear the song playing in the background, and it was KP and Envy, Shorty Swing My Way. And I was like, this is for us. And the other kid, this is really not their generation. And I have to remember that I'm not the younger generation.
No, we're not, friend. I know. It sucks. But hey, our backs and knees remind us every day.
Ooh, especially that back. So I have a new AKA though. Jade, AKA old enough to know better. Because actually
Like we said, Ashley was a piece of work.
She's a piece of work. I forget what she said. Young. She said young enough to shoo or whatever the fuck she said. She said old enough to know better. I said, no, that's right.
Melissa is getting fed up because she can't teach her class and she's not being helpful by any means. So, Melissa thinks she can go to her boss and, get some clarity and assistance. When meanwhile Ava is running a Instagram boutique out of her office.
She thrifts her clothes, Ava's closet or whatever it's called.
Ava's closet on TikTok.
She's like, and she's doing that. This is a live auction, by the way, that she's doing on social media. I died when she said hours are 9 to 3. Outside of that, I'm very busy. Because let me tell you how I planned everything during the workday when I was in corporate America. I was like, y'all not about to eat up my personal time. I only give her so much, nigga. I only give her so, excuse me. I only gonna bleep that. I only give her so much. So I died. She said 9 to 3. But yes, so Melissa goes to Ava and she's like, girl, I can't get anything done. Like, not a single thing. She's a distraction. She is a mess. She is another child. And Ava said, okay, I'm going to come observe your classroom and I'm going to come help. Which is a very non-Ava response. Melissa's like, okay.
You should be skeptical.
You should be. You should be very skeptical. So, meanwhile, Janine's class has switched to this new juice that we spoke about. And Gregory's class.
First of all, you can't put kids on juice, period. Like, you can't. Like, natural or not.
Hello? They are full-blown addicts. What do you mean? I brought one bottle of ocean spray in this bitch. Okay? I brought one bottle because I just had a hankering for some cranberry juice. It's not one that I don't usually, but I was like, I want a little cranberry juice. I brought that ocean spray in this house. Do you know how dangerous that was? It's like every time I had a cold glass of ocean spray, we were like, ooh, this is delicious. And then we would have another one. Can't put niggas on juice. Can't talk. It's dangerous. So her class is on this new juice. Gregory's class is on this new juice. But Barbara said, absolutely not. We're going to stick with what works. Which sometimes that works and sometimes you need to learn how to evolve, right? And there's always a lesson that comes out of Abbott. Well,
absolutely.
All the toilets are breaking in the school because one floor by one floor because the kids got to pee and the school is raggedy. It has raggedy infrastructure as it is. And Barbara got her own private bathroom for her kindergartners because we all know that 4 and 5-year-olds cannot hold anything. So she's like, this is my private facilities. Now they've infiltrated on her private facilities. And that's when it becomes a problem.
Exactly. And mind you, Barbara told Janine, hey, you shouldn't do this. B, don't go and use in my bathroom. Because they both decided, her and Mr. Eddie decided that, Barbara's at her free period. She's not even in her room.
We're not even impeding on her students. We're going to use this bathroom.
Exactly. And what do they end up doing? Breaking it. And I'm like, Janine, you should have really, as much as you be like, I look up to Barbara and yada, yada, yada. Like, if she tells you no.
Notice, though, because first episode, remember they were in the cafeteria and Janine, she got a little spicy or whatever. She's like, I got this second year teacher. It's like when you go to high school and you come back as a sophomore. You feel a little bit more in your britches. You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, I've been here already for a year. Meanwhile, you don't know shit. You got kids 2 grades older than you. Humble yourself. Right. But Janine's feeling herself as a, and humble your part. So Janine is feeling herself a little bit more this year, and she's getting a little spicy. And now she's really gotten ahead of herself, because now what you're doing is you're inconveniencing everybody with your stubbornness.
Correct. Well, meanwhile, Melissa is at her wit's end. She can't stand. Ashley has joined forces with Ava and helping her sell things through Instagram and TikTok. and Jacob, tells Melissa, hey, have you even given her a chance to get to know her? Now, I was on Melissa's side, and she was like, why should I have to do that?
She's like, girl, this is
we
work.
Is our work. Like, me. But, Jacob was like, you attract more bees with honey than vinegar type of approach. And she was like, I guess.
What he said was, Ava actually makes an effort to connect with her. So nobody's saying you got to be her bestie, but do something more to show some interest as opposed to just barking orders. And maybe you might, like you said, flies, honey, and vinegar. So
yeah. I'm still on Melissa's side, but sure.
I am too, absolutely. Like, why do I need to know if you have a dog? Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just do the fucking work. But anyway, so she goes and she's getting ready to, and then she's like, maybe you can like have a little piece of the class once a week and do your little, zhuzh that gets the kids going, and then we can get back to the work. And just that little bit, but that girl needs some medication to help her focus.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it be, naturopathic or prescribed.
Whatever. Yeah. She needs some focus. I don't know if, because that would have drove me crazy too. Yeah. I said, I know y'all were trying to teach a lesson here, but no, she's a goddamn mess.
What is it, like Skull the Skeleton, the Skeleton? It was just so much. It was body, yada, 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 yada. It was just so much.
That tickled me.
Yeah. Ashley is hilarious, but my head would spin.
But not
I could
in my
not
class.
work with her.
Not while I'm trying to work.
Not.
That would drive me. It's like having a fun coworker. Like, you enjoy having a fun coworker, but just for a second, I need you to just chill out. You know what I'm saying? Just like for a second. Just, girl, go eat your salad. Go watch something. Me and my coworkers used to have a good time when I was in the corporates. We used to have a blast. Y'all saw on Instagram. But I would also retreat to my corner and watch Netflix and pretend to work. Or I would go take naps, breaks from one another during the workday.
Yeah.
That's why I don't work in corporate America anymore.
Yeah, me too. I had lovely coworkers that I would hang out with, fun, and then I would put on my headphones and be on Twitter.
That's it.
They knew to leave me alone.
Right. And it just gives you all a chance to miss one another while you're in the same space all day, every
day. Or feigned absence makes the heart go fonder.
It does.
Yes. You see that now all of the restrooms are broken because all of the kids used the bathroom out all at one time and destroyed the plumbing. And so Barbara gets a great idea to destroy the last bathroom because of the fact that that's the only way that the district would respond.
Which is crazy.
But honestly, I'm sure that this is such a relatable thing.
It is.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's a teacher out there. I'm sure there is a teacher or two out there who has had to go through drastic efforts just to get the district to give them the basic things so that these kids don't, like...
Teachers having to come out of pocket, to having to do shit like bust the toilet with a baseball bat in order to make something an emergency that people have to come out, like...
Although I laughed because I was like, this feels like Women of Brewster Place. When they beat down the wall. And then I had to think, if Sheryl Lee Ralph is in a Women of Brewster Place,
I know, she should have been, right? She should have been.
Yeah, it should have been.
You know what? One of my favorite lines of her, because her lines are, Sheryl Lee Ralph got this Emmy for her subtleties in American Horror Story. Anyway, Sheryl Lee Ralph got this Emmy for her subtleties. And so it was toward the end. And she goes, did everybody use the bathroom who needed to use it? Yes. Everybody peed. I pooped. She said, good for you, baby.
Yeah. Yes. She's an auntie, just a teacher, because that is something a teacher would say. Good for you, baby.
Good for you, baby. And then she went in there and she busted that toilet up with that fucking bat and said, now it's an emergency. And showed them how to handle situations and make a way out of no way. And the beautiful lesson, how they wrap everything up in a nice bow at the end, is that even though Janine was extremely presumptuous and stubborn and caused a great deal of headache, as she tends to do, every single one, she made a good point that she was like, didn't you have somebody to show you the ropes? And Barbara said, no, I didn't. And Janine goes, well, it would be really nice. Like, if you didn't have that, why don't you be that for somebody else so we don't have to keep perpetuating this cycle of people having to figure it out and learn it on their own. And it's interesting because we just had a conversation on Getting Grown this week with a bevy of Black women doctors about mentorship specifically. And some of the things that stood out from them was the fact that they're so gracious in their mentoring. They want to see the people who are coming up under them excel, and they want to see them surpass them. And I think that is the sign of a strong and a great mentor, is somebody who's like, you know what? I want to see you be better than me so that this can continue and this can grow to be better. And that's all Janine was wanting. And sometimes it just, takes a little bit of extra for Barbara to be able to kind of see that standpoint of it. But she got it.
Right.
And she set her boundaries and her time frame on when she would do that.
Yeah. Muriana.
Yeah, okay.
And that was the end of the episode.
Yes. And obviously, we have to end with an Ava scene, because Ava has gotten herself a luxurious bathroom for royalty.
Wet room. It's a spa.
Marble, gold. Yes. She said it, if you're wondering if I have a bidet, I do. Such a good show.
Yes. Every episode.
Every single one.
Until next time, America. Adios.